Best Way Portable Buildings, just north of Hartz Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
It's time for a new kitchen from Kitchen Designs. Kitchen Designs in Panama City Beach and Santa Rosa Beach offers full-service cabinets, countertops, and flooring, plus cash and carry cabinets available the very next day. Kitchen Designs has been family-owned and operated for over 20 years. Visit their showroom at 7934 Front Beach Road and on Lynn Drive in Santa Rosa Beach. Or call Kitchen Designs, 850-775-4150.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job. It's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control. Our family protecting your family.
Spring has sprung. Vacations are next. At That Boot Store, you can dress the whole family from the youngest to the oldest with high-quality clothing at fantastic prices and look great wherever you travel. No time for vacations? Not to worry. That Boot Store offers high-quality Carhartt work clothes at affordable prices, too. Shop That Boot Store, celebrating 60 years in business. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 until 5:30. Next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store, where God is good all the time.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
with the first pick.
What's the last ball you got to bat?
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good Tuesday morning. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You a little loud there, Jay? You want me to turn you down?
Just a bit.
All right, you're purple? Is that purple?
Yeah, there
light
we go.
purple. Lavender, lilac.
Perfect. Yeah.
Name another color for the word purple.
Periwinkle.
Violet.
Violet. That might be blue.
There you go.
Roy G. Biv.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
Periwinkle might be blue. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, you're listening to The Inside Drive. It's Tuesday. You're tuned into 104.3 in Panama City or Panama City Beach. If you're over there in Port St. Joe along the Forgotten Coast, and you're on 101.9, all on the ESPN Northwest Florida family of networks here. You can also watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Just search ESPN Northwest Florida. Do us a favor, like, follow, share, interact, tell us mean things, whatever you want to do. We don't care. As long as you're interacting with us, that's what we love. You can also download that free mobile app. Where, Jay Henley?
Google Play Store or Apple Store.
In the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You just got to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Go follow our TikTok page, Inside.Drive. You can also go to ESPNPC.com. Even though I looked just a few minutes ago, apparently the Best Debate thing is not there anymore, but that doesn't mean you can stop nominating. I think it goes through tomorrow. You can just go to, I'll actually post the link here in our live Facebook show in a second. But, you know, if you've already voted, that means they would have sent you an email link where you just go right back to it and nominate all three great local shows here. You got the Coach James Hale Show every morning, 7 to 9 a.m., unless he's not here. Then you got the Inside Drive from 11 to 1, the Afternoon Underdogs 4 to 6 every day. Jay, how are you doing today?
Doing good, Ryan. Conditioned air outside, natural conditioned air. It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
Beth was talking about it the other day. She's like, yeah, Jay, he was an air conditioning salesman? I was like, yeah, he was. He's like, well, why did he say on the air, it doesn't matter which brand you get as long as it works? I was like, that's a good salesman right there, as long as you're covering all the brands.
You're trying to sell yourself, right? You're not trying to sell product. Just trying to sell yourself.
I guess it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody, I guess you need it.
But you know what I mean, though.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I'm just busting chops.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's
just
what we
like,
do every day here on the Inside Drive.
You know, it's you kind of want to keeping up with the Joneses and stuff. You know, whatever. I got a brand new car, whatever. You know, air conditioning. You never see like a bunch of guys standing around the air conditioner going, "Man, I got that."
Wait, so you're saying you don't see a train sticker on your Yeti cooler at the beach?
No, yeah, right,
Not
exactly.
typically. Right. Hey, maybe they should start that. Stickers are kind of a thing.
Yeah,
we don't have any stickers here for the Inside Drive.
I want to put it on my laptop.
It would go great with that Amazon Prime van you got on the back of your laptop. That's
I know.
for dang sure.
We got
running out of room.
I know.
I am.
We got to get rid of that ugly one that's taking up all that space.
That Georgia Bulldogs one?
Yeah. It's not even centered. You got it overlapping. Man, I don't even know.
Great installation.
Yeah.
That's I hope you didn't install AC units like that.
No, he was just selling them.
Yeah.
Old
no.
Chickenhead was the one installing them.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. No.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, man, it's Tuesday. We're going to have some fun today. We got Doc A coming up. There it is. Project Pat.
Chicken head.
You got a little toothpaste there on
That is exactly what that is.
That's what they all say. Yeah. I've heard it a million times. Did you notice it until you left, or did you notice it and you're like, forget it, no one cares?
Yeah, I noticed it about mid-morning, and I was like, you know what? We were almost halfway through the day. Let's just go.
Yeah, mid-morning, halfway through the day, it's all the same.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I did for the record, I'm not a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Although, our good friend Bill Hunt gave us 2 Toronto Maple Leaf shirts last year when he came on the show. And I think that's because at the time you said something about the Toronto Maple Leafs, something funny, of course, because you're Jay.
Right.
And but it was fitting last night. Obviously, we'll dive into it a little more, but the Maple Leafs did win Game 2, so I told Bill and you that I would wear the Maple Leaf shirt today in celebration of that. They were the first leg of a parlay that ended up going by the wayside because of that crazy 76ers-Knicks game. I picked 4 upsets, and even the Vegas Knights got one, and they had the Pacers today to upset, but obviously that leg went away.
Dang.
But yeah, dang indeed. All right, we need a poll question.
Oh, boy.
Yesterday's, I thought, was really good. We worked into that really good poll question.
We did. And what was it again?
Trainer carrier. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
I'm just naming ones that I know the names of. Yesterday ended up being National Anthem. Which,
yes.
NASCAR won that one.
Oh,
and you brought the NASCAR to the table.
Very cool.
Which we appreciated.
Very cool. Man.
Doesn't have to be sports related.
Yeah.
You lived in the bathroom for a long time.
Well, we did do the bathroom.
If you spill toothpaste on your shirt in the morning, do you change or do you just let it roll? We already know what your answer is.
Right.
I don't know.
Is it toothpaste? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's toothpaste.
We know. That's Joanna. Oh, we need a good poll question, though, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to...
actively ponder it?
Yeah. Let's punt.
All right. You want to do your tip of the week?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Let's see if the sounder comes. Ooh, we got a new sounder for Doc A.
Jay's Golf Tip of the Week.
All right, so you remember in COVID, we couldn't find toilet paper anywhere, right?
No, that's true.
I remember...
That's still so bizarre to me.
I know.
Like,
I mean...
Toilet paper, that's the first thing that goes off the shelves. Like, I get it, need it, but why wasn't bidets go off the shelves?
Oh, that's true.
Let's fix a problem here.
Oh, there's a good poll question. You're in the woods. You got to use the bathroom.
Okay.
All right. We have no toilet paper.
I like this. Yeah, because you're in the woods.
You're in the woods. Do you use your sock?
So you're in the woods, but you have a sock.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What if how many pairs of socks do you have?
You're just going to go sockless afterwards?
I'll go sockless.
Okay. Or are you putting the sock
Or do
back
I use
on?
my boxers? Could use my boxers.
Or what else? So
how long are you in the woods for?
What is the whole question? Like, are we in the woods for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Gotta go.
We're in the woods for an
extended period
for
of
a day. For a day.
Only a day?
Yeah, for a day. Yeah.
Probably going to fight that off as long as I can, but continue with your poll question.
All right, so A, socks, B, boxers, C, leaves?
What if you go in commando right off the get-go and you don't have the underwear as an option?
That would not be good. Or D, you just don't take care of business. Like, you just let it go.
The no wipe.
The no. Because we don't have dude
around or
yeah, like what's the deal? Like, I need more with this poll question. So you're in the woods for an extended period of time.
Yep.
You had to go
be long to type out.
Just say you're in the woods. You had to go number 2. Your options are Go ahead.
Socks.
This is your poll. Okay.
Yeah, A, socks. B, boxers.
Okay.
Or underwear.
You gotta say underwear.
Underwear.
Everybody likes different things.
C, we go natural. We go with leaves.
Okay.
And then D, you just don't.
No wipe.
No wipe.
There you go.
Yeah.
4 great options. Just be careful with those leaves, though. Got to watch out for the poison oak, poison sumac, and the poison ivy.
Could you imagine?
No.
I could not either.
Nope. I couldn't, and I don't want to, because it sounds terrible. And I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah.
More than once, I would imagine, with how many people are in this world, but you never know. All right, anyway,
So,
that was a good poll question. You circled back to that, but now back to your tip of the week. Hopefully it has nothing to do with wiping.
All right, yeah. So you take a roll of toilet paper, and you put it on a
What
7
kind of
iron.
toilet paper? Does it matter?
I mean, I like Charmin.
Okay. Strong, ultra strong, or ultra soft?
Ultra strong 2-ply. Not a big Angel Soft person. I don't know why.
We've been ultra strong from Charmin since the jump, and I can't make a change at this point.
Right, Charmin all the way.
It's too risky. Well, there's Charmin Ultra Soft too,
right?
And that's not as strong as Ultra Strong. And I will say, Ultra Strong is pretty soft too.
Do you? How much of that do you use though? Do you use a lot?
Depends on the scenario.
How many squares?
Yeah. How many squares?
Yeah. It depends on how much I got left in the house.
My mom used to get on to me all the time when I was like 4 years old because I'd use like half a.
I think that's fairly common for young kids learning to go through that potty training and wiping.
But I still do it today.
Oh yeah. I mean, sounds like you could save a couple bucks.
It's not hard.
That 10X plumbing system is stout. Apparently, whoever they use them if you're building a house.
All right, so you got a Charmin. All right, you got toilet paper on your 7 iron. You've taken it through the grip.
Through the grip.
Through the grip,
because you probably can't get it through the iron if you're using a larger size iron.
Right. And now we've making a back swing to the top of your swing. We've gotten to an L shape with our arm and our club.
And the toilet paper is...
And the toilet paper has now fallen to your hands.
So when you start with the toilet paper at address.
Right.
Okay.
And it's at the club head.
Gotcha, because of gravity. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm taking this club back, L position to the top. Now the toilet paper has fallen to my hands.
Yep.
I like this.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
All right. And now we're going to rotate as much as we can through the shot. We're going to keep turning and try to keep that toilet paper kind of towards your hands and don't let it flip to the club. Because if you flip it to the club,
you've cast the club. This is probably one of your better tips of the week.
Wow.
I would say that.
All right.
Because I think this is very easy to do and visually learning.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ryan.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
And because you got to, it's anti-cast.
Right.
Now, you still have to, obviously, when you make contact with the club, that toilet paper is going to come through and all that good stuff. But you don't want the toilet paper basically to drop from your hands until you release the club?
Right.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, that makes sense.
So
if you have a casting problem, if you are hitting it heavy, if you are hitting it if you're a right-handed golfer, if you're smother pole hooking or hitting a big old banana slice, this is something that can certainly help for that.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. You don't even have to go Charmin. You could probably go super cheap.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you just need the toilet paper.
Right. It's a great training aid. I mean, we're
almost a year into this thing, and you set the bar pretty high on this tip of the week.
Well, I'm at 49 tips or so at this point, 49 or 50. Well, I've missed a few
let's
weeks.
be honest. You've missed a few, and I know you'll miss
about half that.
Yeah. And sometimes we just forget.
Well,
but we don't forget anymore.
No.
That's good, though. A little toilet paper tip of the week.
Yes, sir.
Anti-casting.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. All right. And we got our poll question out of it, too.
I can't believe that's crazy. I just thought about that. It's like, man. Well, it was prior to us going on air. We were talking about just being in the woods and stuff like that. So just kind of brought it all together.
And naturally, So the moral of the story, always have toilet paper with you?
Or socks.
Man, don't wear flip-flops in the woods.
No, don't do that.
That's like your motto.
I would do that either.
Your creed.
Well, back when we were in
it's
school,
snake season too.
Yeah, if Cliff's listening, he would enjoy this. We had a guy named Jeff that back when we were in 8th, 9th grade or whatever, you always went to the bathroom in school and they never had toilet paper. Like, I don't know if it's still like that today. It probably is. And one time Jeff decided...
Well, some of the schools don't let anybody in, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. But one time Jeff decided to use his socks to, whatever. And so... About halfway through the day, we realized that Jeff didn't have any socks, and we asked him where his socks were, and he had to use them in the bathroom.
Hey, that sounds resourceful to me.
Hey,
is that where this socks thing came from?
A little bit.
For you?
Yeah, maybe.
Just a little bit? Where's the other part of the socks thing coming from? If it's just a little bit from that.
No, it's mostly that.
Mostly.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're still leaving a little bit out there to say it's something else. But
yeah,
that's good stuff.
Good bathroom talk.
Yeah, good. But I mean, that's kind of your thing if we didn't realize that.
I know, right?
Hey, your Braves got the dub last night.
Nice.
Bryce Elder kind of cementing his spot there in the lineup after he got sent back down. He had a bad half of the year last year, and then he went down. And then since, obviously, Strider went out, he's brought back up in the rotation. And, looking good yesterday. 3-0 win and a couple records set by two Braves players.
Ooh.
Can you guess? Give me one guess on one of them. One's a pitcher. No. One's a pitcher, one's a batter. Or a fielder. Whatever you want to call
Elder?
No.
No, he didn't.
No.
Had to be I don't know.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Okay.
He sent the Atlanta Braves franchise record for stolen bases. He said it last night with 190. You would think it would be a little more, but they're stealing a lot more bases nowadays.
They are.
And then also, A.J. Minter set the franchise record it's 108, and that's holds in a game, which is pretty cool. So that dates back to 1986. He's the franchise leader for holds since 1986.
Holds?
Basically, when you come into a game and you don't lose it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not a baseball guy, and I know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all right. All right, we do have a caller on the line. We have John on the line. John, how are you doing?
Hey, fellas, listen to you every morning.
We appreciate you very, very much.
Thanks. I'm actually headed my way over to Bay Point to play right now. It's beautiful out.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Perfect day for golf. You may see Jay out there this afternoon on the lesson tee.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So mine's just a tad bit different, but so I'm an older guy. I'm in my 50s, and we grew up with ball washers where you literally put the ball in and you went up and down to clean them. They had a towel that was there that never, ever got cleaned.
Yep.
It was out there for years and years.
Until it disintegrated and fell off. Yep, exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I've had two buddies that after hundreds of beers and brown liquor the night before got their stomach upset. One went underwear and then commando the rest of the day because he had nowhere to go, had to literally duck in the weeds. And the other one took the towel from the ball washer and got a terrible rash.
That's right up there with poison sumac.
All the chemicals from the water, the whatever's been on that towel for
years.
For decades.
Yeah, God. Whew.
Yeah. So
I thought that was a different type of ball wash.
There you go, David.
I thought I'd throw that out there, fellas. Keep up the good work.
No, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, John, and have fun out there this afternoon at Bay Point.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. See, we get the most calls when you talk about poop. It's pretty much how it goes.
That's a whole new level of chafing. I mean, the whole chafing thing is, and everybody gets it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody gets
There's a reason why Gold Bond is around.
Yeah.
They didn't just invent that for ha-has, for poops and giggles, some may say. That's a real thing. But, I didn't think about that. The old towel on the ball washer.
Man, that's a great
one. And, no one ever changed those.
No.
Not that the towel was expensive, but because once people started getting their own towels, and then they started making carts where you could add the accessory of the club and the ball washer on the cart.
True.
And that was, you didn't need a towel, you use your own towel. But, that was a bold strategy, especially after his one buddy. I don't know if this was the same time. I've got more questions. Same foursome, same group. Why didn't the other guy just follow suit?
But see,
this is a different scenario. This is during a round of golf on a public facility where people can see you versus being out there in the woods.
Right. And there's not many good places at Bay Point that you can do that.
And I don't know if this was at Bay Point or
Top 5
not.
places to go randomly at Bay Point with Jay Henley. Here we go.
Number 1, the restroom between holes 7 and 8 and 11 and 12. That would be number 1. Number 2, the clubhouse.
Yes. And number 3, left of number 8, right there at the tee box. That's a great one.
There's a carved out little, sorry for the people that live right there on the corner, but there's a little carved out path there. We can never cut back those bushes. Right. That would certainly do it. But that's another thing. I mean, when you have these people drinking copious amounts of, alcohol typically, your body's trying to push that stuff out, and you run out of time quickly.
But it's the days in the summer where you do that and you never use the bathroom. It's like, where did all this go?
Yeah, you're just sweating it out. Then you got to hydrate with water.
Right.
Which is key. Or any of this other stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Well, there was lots of stuff we're going to talk about in that first segment, but you went down a different path for me. But we did. Braves won 3-0. 2 records there. Acuna now has the franchise record for most stolen bases. And then, what did I say? What was his name? Minter with the record on holds. So holds means you have a lead, you come into the game, you hold the lead, and then I'm assuming your closer or somebody like that finishes off the game. So he's got 108 of them, most since 1986. Very cool. Good stuff there. I'm excited to talk to Doc A about the NBA playoffs so far because they've been wild. That is for sure. I know we got 20 minutes with him coming up, and he should be right there with us. He may be a couple minutes late, but he still wants us to play the new intro. So we're excited about that with Doc A. But yeah, I don't think there's any series that's tied yet. Some opportunities tonight to have some series tied up. But every series so far, it's either 2-0 or 1-0 on the NBA side. On the NHL side, we'll dive into a little bit later. But you've only got one series tied up. Everything else is either 1 or 2-0. And that's the Toronto Maple Leafs, which I'm not a fan. I'm just wearing the shirt. I got you. Austin Matthews, though, he had a big game last night, and he scored. It was almost like a Hail Mary touchdown pass. A guy, I forget who flipped it from the defensive zone, but Matthews caught it right before the blue line, dropped to the ground, went down a breakaway, scored to end the game. And then he made a save behind the goalie where him and another player were in the crease on the goal and blocked a goal from going in. All right. So, this is the playoffs. Everybody puts everything on the line for the playoffs.
Are your Devils in or are they out?
No.
Now, who's your second favorite team that you would root for?
I don't have a second favorite team.
I got you.
That's strange.
Yeah, right. You're all in with the Devils.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. But I am pulling for for David Hayes' Tampa Bay Lightning in these playoffs.
All right.
Also because we have the futures on them. But that's neither here nor there. Here's a good tip of the week, toilet paper.
Thank you.
What a first segment.
Hey,
way to bring the heat on this Tuesday.
Hey, well, and that's the thing is we take advantage of, of having toilet paper, and then during COVID when you can't find it, it's like, man.
Yeah, but now you've gave us lots of options.
Right. Yeah, we do have options.
Socks, underwear, nothing. Leaves, towels from the ball washers at golf courses.
That's right.
It's going to be a thief.
Yeah.
Oh, those towels are terrible. Anyway, we'll go to break on that. Like I said, we're going to play the intro. He may not be ready right away, but we'll give him a chance. And that is Doc A, Steve Alexander. He's an NBA fantasy sports writer. He's in the Fantasy Sports Writer Hall of Fame. And you can follow him on X, and that's Doctora or Dr. A. And tell him, Jay, or what we're going to be doing.
Let's see here. Talking about Doc A?
No, just take us out of the segment.
Oh,
it's been your segment.
You are listening to ESPN Northwest Florida 104.3. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hi, this is Jack Patterson inviting everyone out for a night of exciting professional wrestling. It's Wrestling Against Cancer #9, Saturday, April 27th at Bay Haven Charter Academy. Tickets are still just $12. Ages 6 to 17 only, $8. 5 and under get in free. Proceeds go to 16-year-old Jaden for medical expenses. The Wrestling Against Cancer #9. More info at ESPNPC.com.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 73. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 1 mile per hour tonight and be quite warm at 60. And sunny tomorrow and a high 76. Sunshine Thursday with a temp of 78. Friday, the high will reach 78 with mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The Atlanta Braves are back with a loaded roster of young talent and some new faces in the A. It's going to be another wild season.
1-1 launched deep down the left field line. This might get out of here. Say goodbye to that one.
Tonight, don't miss a minute of Atlanta Braves baseball as the Braves take on division rivals, the Miami Marlins, live from Truist Park.
Coverage starts at 6 right after the afternoon underdogs. First pitch, 6:20. You're home for the Braves, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. And now,
the doctor, my eyes.
Doc A joins the Inside Drive. It's just what the doctor orders.
Oh, doctor! Talk to your doctor before use.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive on this fabulous Tuesday for some golf right here on 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. And as you heard in that sweet new intro, our good friend Steve Alexander, but as we call him, Doc A, is now on the line with us. Jay, you want to ask him a question first before we get going on some NBA?
Yeah, Doc A, we actually have a poll question out there, and it got a little crazy this morning. So if you're in the woods for, let's say, a day and you don't have toilet paper.
Let's say 2.
All right, 2 days. And you don't have toilet paper, A, are you going to use your socks? B, underwear. C, what was C? Leaves.
And D
is nothing.
Just letting it fly.
Just let it go.
Wow.
Yeah, starting off on a high note today, Doc. Hope you were ready.
I'm going socks.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, we got to give him a vote for the socks in there because right now underwear is 100%.
I got you.
I was hoping golf towel was an option.
Were you listening prior to that?
I was not.
Okay, because that's really ironic because we actually had a caller, John, called us in the first segment on top of this topic because Jay's tip of the week this week actually had something to do with toilet paper. No correlation there. And he had mentioned that he had a couple friends that they were playing golf, and one of them actually used the old crusty towel from the ball washers that has never changed out and got a really bad rash. That is very funny that you should say that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're out on the golf course, a lot of times you're out in the middle of nowhere, and, life happens. Stuff happens, and sometimes you need that's why it's a good idea to keep a Ziploc bag full of some wet wipes or some toilet paper or something in your bag, because you never know.
Jay, did you hear that?
Dude wipes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Dude wipes.
We need to get them as a sponsor. That seems like it's perfectly fitting for our
commercial is so catchy.
Oh, but Doc, we'll transition right from Jay's potty questions. They're always so good to the NBA playoffs. And man, not only last night, but even the first couple games, the action has been intense. And there's been some surprising things and maybe some not so surprising things. But let's dive into first the Orlando Magic and the struggles they're having against the Cleveland Cavaliers and their lockdown defense. I think the Magic are the first team in however many years to score less than 90 points in their first two in a series. What is it about? Is it the Cavs defense that's just so stifling and the Magic just can't get going?
Well, my son, who asked me 50 questions a day yesterday, was like, Dad, why are the playoffs so low scoring? Like why do they get kind of boring? Like, the offense is so crazy during the regular season, and I mean, it's just that, like, these teams focus a lot more on a game plan and stopping certain guys from doing what they do, and it slows the whole game down for the most part. The Pacers scored a season low against the Bucks, I think, and and then you add in playoff experience and just league experience with a team like Cleveland versus Orlando, and I just think Orlando's outmatched. Orlando was a really good regular season matchup for a lot of teams. I think they got overlooked a lot. I don't think people were too scared of them, and now that the playoffs are here and you've got these entire coaching staffs game planning for one game at a time, it's really hard to win a playoff game.
Yeah, absolutely. And last night was certainly an example of that. Not only did you have a buzzer beater in one game, but I've watched a lot of playoffs in my day, but I don't know if I can remember a scenario like the 76ers-Knicks game that happened last night with roughly 24-ish seconds to go. They're up by 5. The Knicks have the ball. They hit a 3 on a crazy front rim bounce in for the 3, and then just bodies flying everywhere. They try to inbound the ball. I know the 76ers coach was saying, I was trying to call a timeout, but you have to have possession to call a timeout, right?
Yeah, you have to have the ball, and then Maxey was flopping around.
Yeah, nobody really had the ball.
Nobody had the ball, and that's what Shaq and Chuck were saying after the game. Like I get that you wanted a timeout, and I get that you wanted to get fouled, but nobody controlled the ball, and if you don't control the ball, you're not going to get the call.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, they tried to inbound it and didn't. And then, boom, one missed 3 leads to another 3. And all of a sudden, they're up by 1. And Knicks didn't score, or Sixers didn't score another point.
Yeah, and then to follow that up with Jamal Murray hitting that fadeaway over Anthony Davis. And I had the Jamal Murray at under 24.5. And it looked so good the entire game, and all my other underdog stuff had hit. And then all of a sudden, Murray catches fire late, and I was like, oh, man, this is going to go to overtime. He's going to score 25, and he's going to cost me money. But he took care of that problem all by himself by making that incredible shot. I'll tell you what, man, I've been watching NBA basketball for a very, very, very long time, just like the guys were saying on TV last night. That's the best. That's the best back-to-back doubleheader I've ever seen as far as 2 finishes go, especially in the playoffs. Just unbelievable basketball.
Just stuff. I mean, obviously, buzzer beaters are one thing, but yeah, just 2 games back-to-back like that ended the way they did was pretty incredible. So anything that stuck out to you so far? Obviously, we've only played 2 games in many of the series, the second game coming up and several others tonight, but anything that's, kind of surprised you so far? Every team that's the favorite is leading in the series, whether it's 2-0 or 1-0.
Every home team has won, right? Yep. Going into last night.
Yep. Even through last night, every home team has won, yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about Giannis. I'm worried about the Pacers not looking very good against the Bucks in Game 1. I'm worried about Luka and my Mavericks not looking very good against the Clippers in Game 1. But no, I mean, it's just the playoffs are here, man, and it's fun. And, every single night I know I'm going to be sitting there watching basketball for 4 or 5 hours, and everything matters now. It's the exact opposite of 2 weeks ago when nothing mattered.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
And we talked about it yesterday a little bit with the hockey side of things. And when you get to the playoffs in hockey, the refs kind of put their whistles away a little bit to a certain degree and kind of let the boys play a little bit more. Does that happen a little bit? I mean, you heard LeBron complaining about the refs. You heard some of that at the end of the game last night, too. I mean, obviously very physical at the end of the game. But do you see that on the NBA side of things a little bit more? Is the refs tend to lean a little further away from calling those ticky-tack fouls and letting them play the game a little bit more?
You mean the why in the heck do we even have a replay center?
Yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think that the bigger the name, the bigger names get the calls more in the playoffs. But I don't know that we see guys necessarily swallowing whistles as much. I don't know. I don't. There's conspiracy theorists out there about NBA referees and all referees, and I don't know even where I stand in all of that. I just feel like they want the best team to win the game. So So I don't read too much into it. I don't pay attention to whether a guy's swallowing a whistle or not. I just watch the game. I just flow the game.
Yeah, no, makes sense. And obviously, like what you were talking about with the now that you can challenge these foul calls, and you had 2 challenges from those back-to-back games we were talking about. And if I recall, they did not overturn the one in the Lakers game, and they did I can't remember if they overturned the one in the Sixers-Knicks game.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I think the Lakers. Yeah, I think the Lakers game was he got hit in the face. They called it a foul and didn't call it a foul and then didn't overturn it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, we got 3 games coming up tonight, back to back on TNT again, and then the Pacers-Bucks game there on NBA TV. All the home teams lead in those series. They're all 1-0. They've each played 1 game. The spreads are all very close, within 2.5 points. Minnesota has the biggest favorite at they're -2.5 over the Suns. The Bucks are -1.5 over the Pacers, and the Mavericks are 1.5 over the Clippers. Which team do you think can't go down? More importantly, can't go down 2-0 in these series? Which team do you think has the most? I don't know the right word. That has to win tonight to even up the series, or it's not going to be good. Obviously, you don't want to go down 2-0 at any time. But which team do you think can't come back as easily? I mean, I feel like the Mavs probably, if they went down 2-0, they might be able to come back. The Pacers, that like you said, they kind of struggled a little bit in that first game, and then the Suns Timberwolves, I don't really know a whole lot about that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think. Here's what I think. I think I made a prediction last week that Anthony Edwards was going to put the Wolves on his back and bury the Suns by himself in Game 1. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to do it again in Game 2. I think he's going to do it again in Game 3. Like, I just feel like this kid is on such a mission to embarrass Kevin Durant and show the league that he is the best player, the best offensive player in the league. I don't think you want to go down 2-0 to Anthony Edwards, because he's got that dog in him, like Kobe Bryant had, like killer instinct.
No letting off the pedal in that one.
He's not going to do it. He wants blood. So I don't want to lose to Anthony Edwards again. And I don't think the Pacers want to fall into an 0-2 hole and then possibly have Giannis come back in a couple days and really rain on everything they're trying to do. So the Pacers had a lot of hope and a lot of promise. The Mavs, I think Luke and Kyrie can get beat 2 games in a row at LA and then come back and win it out. I mean, I think I'm least worried about them, although that's the one I care the most about. But I don't want to go 0-2 to Ant-Man, because he's not playing around.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Doc, if you had a wish list of 2 teams to be in the NBA Finals, who's 2 teams that would be a really good matchup and just good for NBA in general?
Well, my personal one would be the Pacers and the Mavs, because those are my 2 teams. I think what's going to be best for the NBA is probably Boston and Denver, because they're the 2 best teams. Yeah. And Jokic versus Boston is just probably going to be fun. And Boston still looks unflappable to me. Denver has not lost yet. And, I mean, it just seems like those 2 are on a crash course, and that's the way it's going to be. But I don't think that anyone in the NBA office would complain if they had Boston and Denver in the finals.
Yeah. Good question, Jay. Good question. All right, Doc, so for the 3 games coming up tonight, what are some, for our listeners, some prop bets you may throw out there? I know you were talking about Jamal Murray, and you had the under on his points yesterday. And who are some of the guys tonight that you would you say? Like you were talking about, Ant-Man and Edwards, are you taking the over on his, trying to put the Timberwolves on his back? Or what are some of the prop bets that you'd be looking at tonight?
Yeah, I almost always go overs. I don't know what made me go Jamal Murray under last night, but I just had a feeling, so I did it. I'm probably definitely going Ant Edwards over for sure. I'm probably going Luka to do something crazy like double-double, triple-double. I'd probably go a little Kevin Durant because I don't know if you guys looked and saw what Anthony Edwards was saying to Kevin Durant, why he was trash-talking him and embarrassing him. But it was some pretty cold, hard stuff. And I could see Kevin Durant coming out and being, all right, kids, here we go.
Yeah.
So I think I like some KD tonight. And I'm probably going to roll some Paul George because there's no Kawhi and Paul has to step up. It's the usual suspects, I guess.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What about your boy Tyrese Halliburton? What do you think for him tonight?
You know what? He has not been the same to me since the All-Star game, and I don't really trust him that much right now. Like, I trust him for double-digit assists, but that's it. And even then, I'm not certain. So, yeah, the Pacers are weird all of a sudden to me. So I'm probably not going to mess with the Pacers tonight.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, and you look at the matchups tonight, and the home record versus the away record in that Pacers-Bucks games. I mean, the Pacers are barely over 500 away, where the Bucks are 31-11 at home, and kind of the same thing in the Suns and the T-Wolves games. Now the Mavs game and the Clippers, they have the exact same record home and away, and I think that's probably why you have that point spread there. But if you love basketball and you want to see, like you were talking about with your son, asking why the scoring's gone down a little bit, because each game matters, like you said, and these teams are playing defense now, and it's you wonder, like, why can't they play like this all year long? And obviously when you get to the playoffs, it certainly changes a little bit. But if we have tonight anything like last night, I urge people to tune into those back-to-back games there on TNT.
Yeah, because I mean, if you missed it last night, it was incredible. Whether you love NBA basketball or not, you couldn't help but be into what was going on with those finishes. It was awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a big NBA guy. I'm a sports fan in general, obviously, but I even I called my son, and I'm like, Liam, come check the end of this game, and I rewinded it for him. He's like, that happened? I was like, yeah, it was unbelievable. And he just, that's playoff sports, and it's what just makes it so fun. But, Doc, we appreciate your time as always, and we look forward to hoping to talk to you next week, and good luck watching the games, and hopefully your prop bets all hit tonight.
All right, man. You too. Thanks for having me. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Sounds good, Doc.
I dig the new intro, too. That was awesome.
Absolutely. We don't do that for everybody, just you and Jay.
See you guys.
All right, take care. That's Doc A, Steve Alexander. If you want to check out all his content in action, just go to X and go Doctora, and you'll find him right there. It'll take you links to all his articles, but you can also go to ESPN NBA, and you also go to RotoWire, and you can find him out there. When we get back, we're going to dive into some NFL draft action, and then, Jay, I think you got a fun real-life afternoon delight debrief to talk to us about there at the 12 o'clock hour. You listen to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents
Wrestling Against Cancer, number 9.
Saturday, April 27th at Bay Haven Charter Academy. In the main event, it's a tag team showdown with Exodus versus Mike Steele and Mr. 850. Plus exciting women's wrestling. Tickets still just $12. Ages 6 to 17, only $8. 5 and under, free.
More information, ESPNPC.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steel Man Pills. 800-261-7365. 800-261-7365. 800-261-7365. That's 800-261-7365.
Do you suffer from political talk radio fatigue? Tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Always appreciate the NBA update with our good friend Doc A there. The playoffs are up and running, and if you listen to that segment and you like basketball just a little bit, or you like sports in general, watch especially the end of those games. Those last night were certainly wild. But, Jay, it's almost 48 hours until the NFL draft. There's so much hype and so much, this person's going to go there. There's just so much speculation. But until that draft day comes, you really don't know. And we're going to talk a little bit about it here in this segment. We'll talk a little bit more as we lead up to the draft there on Thursday. What do you have to do before Thursday's show?
Sleep 2 times.
Yes, but you have a homework task. Do you remember what that is?
Do I do a mock draft of what?
Why are you asking me a question?
Because I don't know.
Jay,
what?
Do you need me to get you a Focus or something like that, and get you a login so you can get what your homework assignments are?
Yeah, no kidding.
32. You just got to give us the top. Who's going to go to each team in that first round?
Okay. All right. I'll do it.
David, what are the chances this actually happens before Thursday from him?
He'll be doing it live on the air.
So what'd you pick, Ryan? Yeah, I'll go with that. That sounds good.
I'll block off an hour and get busy doing it. Yeah.
That's what we're doing on today's show, full mock draft. We're going to try to do all 7 rounds.
What?
Yeah.
That's intense.
Hey, we'll see how far we get.
Yeah.
Knowing us, we might only get 32 picks.
You're going around and with talking about everybody. Yeah, that'll be good. But I wanted to mention this before we get to that draft in about 2 days coming up at Thursday, and exciting to see who the second and third pick really are. I think we all know Caleb Williams is going to the Bears, but that waterfall of things will happen once you see who goes second, who goes third. Everybody's kind of got their person. If they start trading, it's just going to be exciting. But this is an article from NFL.com, and this is the best draft picks at every position. So every position in the first round in NFL draft history. So I'll dive through those. If you want to discuss any of these guys, we certainly can, Jay and David. And then I want you to read, Jay, a letter that Michael Penix wrote to all quote-unquote NFL GMs, which is really pretty special and kind of talks a little bit about his story. A lot of people didn't realize how much he's been through to get to where he is. But the first one, this is a offensive lineman. His name is Logan Mankins. He was drafted by the Patriots in the first round in 2005. Obviously one of the guys in the trenches, very important. The only first round that had 32 selections since 2002 when the Houston Texans joined the NFL fray. So he was the best 32nd pick since 1967, according to his former teammate, their offensive lineman, Logan Mankins. I know you know him well, Jay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 2 on this one is Namadi David probably knows this one. I overshot my pronunciation ability versatility here. Namani Asamunga with the Raiders. He was the first round, has gone 31 picks deep since 1999 when the new Browns made their not-so-triumphant return to the NFL. That said, the best player to ever be taken number 31 spot is no doubt Asamunga, possibly a Hall of Fame caliber player alongside Darrelle Revis as the best shutdown corner in the game. That was the best 31st pick ever in the NFL draft. All right, number 30, Reggie Wayne, back in 2001. You know that name.
Reggie Wayne.
Peyton Manning's go-to guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For not having much history since 1995, the 30th slot in the draft has some pretty good names attached to it. Kenny Britt, Dustin Keller, Joseph Adai, Keith Bullock, to name a few. But to think the Colts got Wayne, now with 862 career catches, a Super Bowl ring, also a member of 10 playoff teams, is low in the first round, is a better deal than anything Montgomery Wards could offer. All right, now we're going to the number 29th pick there. Hakeem Nicks, the New York Football Giants, back in 2009. While Nicks posted more than 1,100 receiving yards that year, it's tough putting him over former safety George Teague, who famously knocked the snot out of the gloating Terrell Owens TO. Decided it was a good idea to celebrate the touchdown. Remember there, Jay, on the star on the Cowboys' 50-yard line, and he certainly paid for it. The nod still goes to Nicks, though, however, has the potential to be a great one. All right, they're in the number 28 spot. Back in 1983, I think you were still probably running around a little bit, maybe out of the diapers there.
Just about.
In the woods, using whatever you could find.
Right.
That gentleman's name is Darrell Green from the Redskins. He was a linebacker there. I'm just going to start going a little faster because I want you to get to your article. Yeah. The best 27th pick in NFL history, obviously also from that 1983 draft. He was a Dolphins player, quarterback.
Dan Marino.
There you go. Famously wore number 13, which a lot of players have since worn that because of him. The best 26th pick in the NFL draft goes back to 1996, and that's Ray Lewis from the Baltimore Ravens. Arguably one of the best linebackers to ever play the game, future Hall of Famer and a 13-time Pro Bowler there. All right, Stanley Morgan, 1977, the 25th pick by the New England Patriots. He was a wide receiver there, big-time deep threat, over 1,000 yards many times his career. Another big defensive back player for the Ravens in 2002, and that's Ed Reed. Fantastic player there for the Baltimore Ravens. All right, number 23, Ozzie Newsome from the Cleveland Browns. I know Jim Brandt would know all about Ozzie there. He was the best 23rd pick in the NFL draft. Going down to number 22, Andre Rison from the Colts in 1989.
He was a Falcon for a minute.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There you go. There you go. Your former team there.
Yeah.
All right, number 84, played from the Vikings. He was drafted 21st in the 1998 draft. Who is that? Jay Henley.
Oh.
We're 84, Minnesota Vikings. He's now an NFL analyst.
Cunningham?
No.
Is it Cunningham?
Typically, quarterbacks don't wear 84.
Oh, that's true.
And Cunningham played for the Eagles.
Did he play? He didn't play for Minnesota.
He might have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Randy Moss.
Culpepper. Yeah, there you go.
Dante Culpepper is here. Yeah. Randy Moss, who was the receiver of Tom Brady's historic season. I forget how many touchdown passes it was, but a lot of those went to Randy Moss. The best 20th pick, Jack Youngblood from the Rams in 1971. Randall McDaniel and the Vikings in 1998.
That's a name right there. Randall McDaniel.
Randall
baby.
McDaniel.
Yes,
a little alliteration, some may say. But best number 18 pick was Art Monk from the Redskins there in 1980. Emmitt Smith right down the road from over there in Pensacola. He was drafted in 17th overall in the 1990 draft. Obviously, we all know what Emmitt Smith went on to do. Then number 16, coming from a small school there, arguably, some say, the greatest wide receiver in NFL history. I certainly agree with that. Wore number 80, played for my favorite team. Who's that, Jay Henley? Come on.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah. Yes.
What college did he go to?
USC.
No. No. I can't remember off the top of my head. Like Missouri. No.
Oh, close. It's I believe it's
Mississippi.
Valley State.
Yes. Mississippi Valley State. Great. Yeah. Just like a lot of the wide receivers coming out of those smaller colleges and going to be some of the best to ever play. Alan Page, the Vikings in 1967, 15th overall. Jim Kelly, the Bills in 1983, number 14 pick there. Best number 14 ever, number 14th pick in the NFL draft. Tony Gonzalez, drafted by the Chiefs in 1997, number 13 overall. Warren Sapp from the Bucks, 1995. He was taken 12th overall. Michael Irvin in 1988, taken by the Cowboys, 11th overall. And then Rod Woodson from the Steelers back in 1987 was taken 10th overall. Bruce Matthews from the Oilers, the best number 9 pick overall back in 1983. And then my boy, hardest hitting safety of all time from 1981. Jay, do you know who that is?
I do not.
Drafted number 8 overall.
Ronnie Lott.
Boom.
Missing a... Yeah, it was Ronnie Lott that cut his thumb off, right?
Yep.
And then,
yeah. We talked about that previously on the show. Yeah, middle of the game.
I feel like in Tecmo Bowl he was good.
Finger. It was a finger. I think it was it his nail that he just like the tip of his and just wrapped it up and got back in there. Different times, that's for sure. All right, 1970. God, 1979 is when he was drafted. That's Phil Simms, number 7 overall with the New York Football Giants.
Going to Disney, baby.
There you go. Walter Jones, number 6 overall by the Seattle Seahawks in 1997. The Falcons, number 5 overall, Jay Henley in 1989.
1989.
Defensive back.
Deion Sanders.
I didn't even have to say prime time. Look at you.
Boy, I was about to say, look at the sticker on your computer.
I may be dumb, but I'm not plum dumb.
Plum dumb. Plum dumb and roll. Walter Payton, Bears, 1975, 4th overall. 1989, drafted 3 overall by the Detroit Lions. Who was it? Number 3 overall.
Barry
Sanders. Look, you're better at this than I thought.
Crushing it, dude.
That's good stuff. Number 2 overall. 1981, New York Football Giants. Loved to steal Porsches.
Bill Parcells.
No, he was the coach.
He was the coach. Steal Porsches. Oh, man.
Lawrence Taylor. LT.
I got you.
See, I knew it was Lawrence Taylor, but
that was a Waterboy reference. It was a Waterboy reference, that's all. Not an actual reference, but a reference.
Yeah.
I was just trying to keep you off. And then the number one pick of all time, according to this particular article on NFL.com, 1998. That's one hint there. Yeah, he's got this. This is easy peasy. See,
who, me?
You got it. You got it, too.
1998. How many hints do you want?
Give me another one.
War number 18.
Oh, that was way too easy.
War number 18.
You thought it was easy.
They got a family of football.
Played at Rocky Top.
Peyton Manning.
Number one pick of all time as far as what they went on to do. Peyton Manning, 1998, Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
I don't know how fast you can get through this letter with Michael Penix, but give it a shot. This is a cool thing. It's from an article by theplayerstribune.com. It's a letter to NFL GMs penned by Michael Penix Jr.
All right, so he had 4 season-ending injuries in 4 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that what I'm reading?
That's his quote. He says, 4 season-ending injuries in 4 years. Mike, how do I reconcile that? Because that's a thing that these NFL GMs, you have a string of injuries and a lot of things happen to you, but he kind of flips it back on everybody. Go ahead.
All right, so let's get straight to it. Chances are this question has come up in your building. You may have even asked it yourself. Truth is, I don't fault you for asking the question. Before I got into this pre-draft process, I always felt I let my tape speak for me. Anything anyone really needed to know about me is the all-22. The tape shows it all, how our team responds to adversity, how we come together, how we execute. But as these 4 months have carried on, I've realized that there's more than the all-22. This is a big decision, selecting someone to lead your franchise, to wear the name on the front of the jersey with pride, and to make sure every teammate, coach, staff member, and fan can do the same. So it's about more than the tape. You need to know what I'm made of. This job isn't about the 60 minutes on Sunday, and what you use to judge my fit as a leader has got to include what's outside those white lines. On that, it seems there are questions that you need answered. Well, adversity teaches a man a lot about himself, so I'll share some of that of what I've learned. I'm a product of Dade City, Florida, population 7,600. There's no Trader Joe's, there's no Whole Foods, there's no steakhouses, country clubs, no personal quarterback coach, no strength coach, no state-of-the-art training equipment. Nothing about Dade City is luxurious, but that's the way we like it. It's a town full of pride, and a lot of our pride comes from football. We swap out summer camps for tackle football on concrete in the 95-degree heat. You find out quick if you're built for this game or not. I'm thankful that I grew up in that environment. The reason I'm on your draft board today is because of that. Adversity wasn't just a buzzword in Dade City, Florida. It was in the water. Nothing is handed to you. You have to earn everything. If you fall, you get up and you just simply put. To think injuries are the only adversity I faced in college would be shortchanging my story. I faced adversity before I even got to college. 2 weeks before signing day, I was told by the team I was committed to for 2 years that I no longer had a scholarship. They didn't think I was good enough to play in the SEC. I decided to go to Indiana because Nick Sheridan was the quarterback coach, and he believed in me from the time he offered me at Tennessee to when he took his position at Indiana. IU had 10 straight losing seasons when I got to Bloomington, one winning season since '94. I knew what I was walking into, but I felt I could help turn the program around. In 2020, we became the 7th ranked team in the country, the highest ranking of the program had seen since 1967. We didn't have any drafted offensive players, but we were together. We were one team, one mission. What we lacked in recruiting stars, we made up for the collective. We believed in each other. We felt like every time we stepped on the field, we were going to win. Didn't matter how we went up against. That's how we beat Michigan, Penn State, and took Ohio State to the brink. Even with that success, I experienced a lot there. From lighting up practice to watching practice on crutches, from getting a shout out from LeBron to being booed in my own stadium, from fourth quarter comebacks to entering the transfer portal, waiting for somebody to call Indiana, taught me to never take this game for granted. It also taught me that if I fall, I wouldn't bet against me getting up.
And we'll continue that story when we get back, because it's just really the next few parts are talking a lot more about Michael Penix and his adversity and what he's done to come back from him, and now potential top 5 pick, top 10 pick in the NFL draft. But you are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with the Afternoon Delight debrief once we finish the Penix story.
Your attention, please. ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 73. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 1 mile per hour tonight and be quite warm at 60. And sunny tomorrow and a high 76. Sunshine Thursday with a temp of 78. Friday, the high will reach 78 with mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a place that feels like home right in the heart of Panama City? Well, look no further than Charlie Corm's place at their new location on 15th Street. Charlie Corm's is not just a place, it's an experience. Imagine cozy corners, friendly faces, and the aroma of delicious dishes that'll make your taste buds dance. From sunrise breakfast to late night bites, Charlie Corm's on 15th Street has it all. Charlie Corm's place on 15th Street is now offering exclusive weekday lunch specials. Visit Charlie Corm's place on 15th Street. Look for the giant mural.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, Farm to Radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, and the surrounding areas. 101.9 in Port St. Joe along the Forgotten Coast. You can watch and listen on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can always go back and watch a previous show as well. You can also download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. One more day for nominations in the Best of Bay competition. We'd appreciate if you vote the Inside Drive, the Coach James Hale Show, and DJ Davey Crockett turns into David Hayes on the Afternoon Underdogs. Vote for all three of our great local shows here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Also want to give a quick shout out to our studio sponsor. Been with us for almost 1 year, Jay, as we are approaching the 1 year anniversary a week from next Wednesday.
Wow.
Hard to believe.
That is crazy.
That is a quick year, that is for sure. But that's Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor right there at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. $5,000 off, $10,000 off, up to $20,000 off certain vehicles. Trade values still very high. They got express service, their regular service. All their tires are at cost there. You can check out all their new and used inventory at BillKramerGM.com. And then right there also in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street is Kramer Marine and Outdoor, their Yamaha outboard full-line dealer, Yamaha Master Certified Mechanics on staff, selling Seaborn, Spider, Sundance, and
Skeeter.
All right there at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. They can get you back out on the water. They can get your boat fixed. They can sell your boat. Whatever you need to do, they will make it easy and take great care of you. No doubt about that. It is draft week, so we're going to continue this story into our Afternoon Delight debrief segment, and then we'll jump into some of the crazy stories that we normally do. I just want to get through the rest of this Penix story because it is a true story of adversity and what this kid's been through, that's for sure.
Do you want me to take the helm?
Yeah, and I'll jump in on the next one.
Finally, Coach DeBoer called. I remember the success we had when he was my offensive coordinator in 2019. Now he had just gotten the Washington job, his first shot at a big-time program. He saw something in me that the rest of the college football world didn't. It was not a popular move. First-time Power 5 head coach, and the first thing he does is get a quarterback transfer who wasn't thought of as a top 100 player in the portal. And so I wasn't promised anything. Not a starting job, no NIL deal, no special treatment. Nothing was going to be handed to me. I was going to have to earn everything. Good. That's what I was accustomed to.
And I didn't know anyone on the team, but I had to win the guys over. I had to convince them to stay and believe in me, even though I wasn't even named QB1. Washington was coming off a 4-8 season, 108th ranked offense in the country. Morale was low, frustrations were high, but one thing I saw then, which everyone found out later, was the potential the building had. They needed someone to elevate the situation, help realize the potential. Within a season, we became the second-ranked offense in college football, an 11-2 record. Next season, 14-1, highest ranking since 1992. Competed for a national championship, 10-1 versus ranked teams in a 2-year span. That happened for the same reasons that Indiana rose to set the 7th-ranked team in the country. We believed, we fought, we handled any and every bit of adversity that came our way. Together, we left an imprint on the University of Washington.
So today I look at Coach Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, Nick Sheridan, the ones that had to make the same decision that you'll be faced with on draft day. They put their belief in me, and I did everything I could to pay it back to them. I look at the guys on the team that I talked into staying at Washington who trusted that I was going to elevate them. Now seeing Troy Fatanu, Roger Rosengardner, Jalen Polk, Jake Westover, Rome Odunze.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Yeah, we have talked about him before.
Yeah. Devin Culp, Jalen McMillan, and Dylan Johnson, all on the cusp of realizing their dream. That is what brings me joy. As a quarterback, my job is to be an elevator. I need to uplift all those around me so that they too can be at their best. So just know, if you put the same belief in me, history shows I hold up my end of the bargain.
and this is just continuing. I mean, I just love this story because it's just a true story of adversity. I mean, the guy goes from not really having any offers. He was going to Tennessee is where he had his offer for 2 years, and then the coach left, so he goes to Indiana, follows the coach, then transfers over there to Washington. Everywhere he's been, he's elevated that program, and that leads to these last few paragraphs. I hear it all the time. He's been injured. What happens if he gets injured again? Haven't I shown what that looks like? Haven't I put almost 2,000 plays on my tape since my last injury? Since my fourth season-ending injury in 4 years. That's constantly mentioned whenever my name is brought up. Truth is, I'd be more worried if I'd never been injured. We don't all come back the same. I can't speak for those who have never gone through anything, but I can speak on me. I've seen how deep my foundation is. I know the storms I've prepared to weather. For most people, that'd be the end of their story. But there's more to my story, and I own every page of it.
Oh, this isn't a solo journey for me. There's been plenty of other guys who were cut from the same fabric, who experienced the same challenges and displayed the same resilience. Guys you would have lost money on if you bet against them. Guys like Thomas Davis, who went on to make 3 Pro Bowls after tearing the same ACL 3 times. Guys like Frank Gore, who had a 16-year Hall of Fame level career at running back after tearing his ACL twice in college. So I have no problem taking all the MRIs and X-rays you ask of me. Truth is, it's an EKG that will tell you everything you need to know about me. Sincerely, Mike.
I like it.
There you go.
We talk about adversity all the time and how it shapes some of these athletes. I mean, and these are the things like, you know, we watch these guys on Saturday and we watch them play and they leave everything out there on the football field. But it's like you said in his letter to these GMs, it's not what's inside those white lines, it's what outside those white lines. So be interesting to see where he goes in the draft and who takes a shot on him early on in that. But I just thought that was a cool story to share about Michael Penix Jr., who's had a very, very adversity-ridden career, but continues to come back and rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I mean, just reading this, it looks like he does come back from these injuries. And you don't know about any of these other guys. Who are some other NFL quarterbacks that seem to just get injured and then you don't see them again for like a year? Who's the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback? Who was that?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He just seemed to kind of, I hate to call him out, but I'm kind of calling him out.
Yeah.
What
are you calling him out about?
Just not being resilient and kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's come back and did okay, but he keeps getting hurt.
Right.
But he's made it to the NFL and he keeps getting his shot. But I talk about him all the time, but I'll throw back Purdy in that mix, right? You know, he gets thrown into, makes the team, third string quarterback, starter goes down, backup goes down, he gets thrown in, leads him to an NFC championship, tears his UCL, whole offseason, rehabs, comes back, leads his team to a Super Bowl.
There you go.
I would say that's resiliency as well, especially for a young guy in the league. Yeah. All right, we'll pivot off that. We got about 12 minutes left in this segment. We'll get back to our normal fun stuff. But where should I start, Jay? I got a couple good ones here.
You do have some good ones, I think.
All right, I'm going to start with this one. A little morbid, but that's kind of what we do. We talk about this kind of stuff. This this is from apnews.com. Title of this news story is Canadian Family Receives Wrong Body After Father Died on Cuban Vacation. This was from April 22nd in Laval, Quebec. A family member in Quebec is searching for answers after discovering that their father's remains didn't make it to Canada from Cuba, where he died while on vacation. Instead, they received the remains of another man. Funerals for Fahar Alar Jalou were scheduled for Sunday and Monday. Instead, his daughter Miriam Jahor has been desperately calling and emailing as many officials as he can, trying to find his body. Up until now, no answers, she said. Where is my father? Jahor said she was swimming with her 68-year-old father in the ocean near Veradeo, Cuba, during a family vacation on March 22nd when he suddenly had a heart attack and passed away. There was no medical facilities. His body was covered and left on a beach chair in the hot sun for more than 8 hours until a car arrived to take it to Havana, she said. After that, it's not clear what happened. Jahor said she followed directions given to her by the Canadian consulate and paid 10,000 Canadian, $7,300 US, to have the body returned home to the family. However, the casket arrived late last week, contained the body of a Russian man who was at least 20 years younger than Jahor's father. Unlike her father, the body also had a head full of hair and tattoos. She said the stranger's body had been sent to his country, but she and her family don't know where her father is. When she contacted Canada's consulate and authorities in Cuba, they blamed the company in the island island that coordinates the return of the remains. Since then, she says she's been emailing other government officials, including a member of parliament who has agreed to reach out to the Foreign Affairs Ministry, Melanie Joy. I'm honestly destroyed, she said. Up until now, we have no answers. We're waiting. I don't know what to tell you. She described her father as an active man who didn't smoke or drink. The Syrian border family was always smiling, she said. The ordeal left his mother exhausted, she said. She and her brother are struggling through their own grief while trying to get answers from authorities who all seem to deny the responsibility. So far, the family spent $25,000 Canadian, $18,248 US dollars, including $10,950 for funeral services that have to be put on hold. Global Affairs Canada said in an email that the consulate officials are working with Cuban authorities and the family to resolve the issue. We want someone to help me find my father, she said.
Is there a tracking number or anything?
I should have had him chipped like the dog.
Yeah, no.
Like Sailor. Did you get Sailor chipped since we talked yesterday?
I have not.
All right, well, hopefully she doesn't run away.
Who's the carrier? Is there a carrier? FedEx?
UPS? I don't know if FedEx and UPS go down to Cuba.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I got you.
But crazy story. I mean, obviously
crazy.
Sad, but pretty wild. It's just stuff you don't really think about. You got any, Jay?
Well, I've got a real life one.
Oh, yes, that's I almost forgot. We almost missed this today.
I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but in 2007, I decided to order a Domino's pizza. Just sitting on the couch, and I don't think I did it through the app back then. You actually call.
Yeah.
And I ordered a pizza. And
where was this? Was this here?
This was in Athens.
Okay, Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I hear a big boom on my garage. I had a front facing garage, and I hear a big boom, and the pizza was delivered, and the guy hit my garage, and so I went outside, and I was like, "Hey, look, I heard a big boom. No, sir, I don't know what you're talking about."
Just straight up denied it.
Just denied it. So then I called the Domino's because he did hit my garage.
Clearly.
And so I called Domino's, and the lady answers the phone. She's like, "Domino's Pizza," and I go,
"Delivery or takeout?"
Yeah, delivery or takeout. And I go, "Ma'am, I just had one of your delivery drivers, hit my garage. What are y'all going to do about it?" And she goes, "Well, that's my son, and he wouldn't do anything like that. I mean, and so I'm thinking, so that's not going to, so I got to call 911, right?
Oh.
I'm calling the police. And so
did you call 911 or the police office number?
Yeah, I called the police. Yeah.
Fair. Because it wasn't an emergency.
No.
Smart. That's a fun fact, too.
Yeah.
If it's a non-emergency, don't dial 911.
Just call the local authorities.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I call the police. Police come out. They go, "Look, yes, this isn't right. I'm going to go track this guy down." So he tracks him down. An hour later, he shows back up in the back of his police car in his Domino's shirt and everything.
His uniform.
Yeah. And so he denies the fact for 15 minutes. The police is interrogating him. I'm kind of just standing to the side, and I'm like, "Dude, you can deny it all you want to, whatever." And finally, about 15 minutes later, he says, "Yes, sir, I did." And so, anyways, the Domino's Pizza guy just decided to drive his car literally through my garage. I mean,
forgot to brake.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes it switches. It's not always on the left.
Right,
so did you get compensated from the
I can't even remember. I really can't remember.
Did your garage door get fixed?
Yes.
Okay.
It did.
Did you have to pay for it?
I mean, it was 2007. I can't remember. That's been almost 20 years.
I feel like that's a memory that you would remember.
Maybe homeowners insurance took care of that. Yeah, I would think if I had it. Yep. I don't know.
If you had it, that is a real life afternoon delight debrief. But we don't know the true end of the story.
Yeah. No, I mean the garage door was safe and secure after, and
gotcha.
That was good.
Good.
That was good.
Glad you got it fixed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Those are the best stories. Cliffhangers.
Yeah, leaving us on edge. Did you get compensation for it from Domino's, or did you not? Because that's why they have insurance as well.
Yeah.
For their drivers to cover.
Man, I can't remember. I don't.
I feel like there's more to this story than he's leading on, David. I don't know what you think, but
I can't remember if the kid got put in jail for it, or I can't remember.
No, I mean, it's just you would think a ticket. For, a fine for reckless driving or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it. I feel like there's more to this story.
No, there's not. That's it. I promise.
I don't feel like there's anything left over in the story, but I don't know if I would remember either, though.
Wanda. Does Wanda know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to reach out to Wanda.
But I've got many crazy stories like that's happened to me.
Well, then we need to have at least once a week from your Rolodex of Jay Henley Afternoon Delight debriefs, that's for sure.
Especially the one lady that walked in my living room one night while I was watching.
All right, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sitting there with Peyton, who's about to graduate.
Yeah, valedictorian.
Valedictorian. So proud of her.
As you should be.
And
overcoming so much.
She was probably 3 years old, and we're sitting as a family just watching a movie one Friday night, and a lady just walks in our front door, and she just keeps walking. And I mean, not even looking at us or anything. And I don't know what she was, I don't know what she was on, but I'll go, ma'am, like you're in the wrong house. And she kept walking. She almost made it to our bedroom. And then she finally figured out where she was. And I go, you're at the wrong house. And so anyway, she walked outside and, I called the police then, just like, hey, you got
ain't nothing but a snitch, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finding out today.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? I mean, this lady is like.
I'm kidding.
Anyways,
that is wild.
So what happened after she just went back outside and you never had contact her with again?
She went to my neighbor's house and tried to get in her door. That's when I knew that there was something not right with
Squatter.
her. Yeah, and this was back 20 years ago when we didn't know what squatting was.
And this was in...
You just thought
this was
squatting
in Griffin. This was in Griffin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure enough.
Yeah. Maybe you should lock your front door. Moral of the story.
Right.
Things have changed a lot. I mean, all this stuff that you're talking about would have been captured on a Ring camera most likely in this day and age.
Yeah. Right.
And went viral. But
yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know you remember all these stories, but you can't remember what you did yesterday.
I can't.
Short versus long-term memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just no memory at all. Just
no, you have a memory, clearly.
Yeah.
You're going back 20 years.
All right.
Remembering the story. You got anything else?
Oh, man.
We can sit on it. It's fine.
That was
good, though.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I've got a few more. We'll hold tight.
There you go. Yeah, I can't let all of them out of the bag.
No.
Got to keep them in there. Got to keep them in there. Where do you think the poll question is at? I'm going to take a little gander.
Underwear.
I think that's probably, logically, that seems to make the most sense. Although Leaves has now entered the chat with socks, as underwear is at 50% and Leaves and socks are both at 25%.
Nice.
No Wipe has got no votes.
Man. I was hoping people were going to team up with me on that one.
No votes, though. So David didn't vote for it. Depends on what?
I think it all depends.
Yeah. There's the real poll answer.
That's right.
You just walk around and do whatever you want.
Yep.
Just don't sit next to people, that's all. Oh, man, Jay Henley. Good stories there. I think I got one more quick one because I think it's just kind of funny. 9-year-olds, this is from UPI, of course, upi.com/odd_news, April 23rd, which is today. 9-year-old Seagull Boy takes top spot in European screeching contest.
Oh, my God.
This comes with a YouTube video, should you be so inclined. The 9-year-old winner of the European, this is the entire continent, Seagull imitating contest has an origin story worthy of a Marvel hero after being bitten by a seagull.
Ooh.
This is like Spider-Man, but Seagull Man. Devonshire, England, boy Cooper Wallace, a.k.a. Seagull Boy, wore a full seagull regalia while he showed off his skills at the European Championship gull screeching event in De Panne, Belgium. Keep on going. Wallace took up the art of whole screeching after being nipped by a seagull during his trip to the beach. I thought this wasn't going to be as exciting as it was, but it turned out it is. I just wanted to make the noise to remember I got pecked by one, but I like seagulls, he told the Times of London. The boy said he had a deep respect for seagulls, and his imitation is more of a tribute than a mockery. This 9-year-old kid's very astute when it comes to how he talks. That's British people, though. I feel like they are a really nice animal. I like them because of their noise, which is what most people don't say, he told the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. Sometimes they can be a bit scary, and I'm still a bit weary of eating at the beach, so that's why I eat in a small tent. Wallace's mother, Lauren, said her family learned of the competition in Belgium after a stranger overheard Cooper practicing his calls in public and suggested he entered. The judge analyzes each contestant by criteria including the calls themselves, the competitor's seagull garb, and the ability to emulate the seabird behavior, which Wallace showed off by by pecking at his sister's French fries. He scored a total of 92 out of 100 points, handily winning the juvenile category and earning the most points of any competitor at any age range in the event. My school friends thought it was annoying at first, but not now. I did it, Wallace said. Is that him? Cooper.
I would have been booing. No,
it sounds like Sailor wanting to go outside.
Maybe you should enter her in the dog category for the seagull screeching competition.
There we go, man. That's good.
Bit by a seagull, you can win a competition. Bit by a spider, he becomes Spider-Man.
I want to get bit by an alligator.
There you go. Become Gator Man.
Gator Man. Gator Man versus Florida Man. Here we go.
There you go. I think it's one and the same, that's for sure. All right, Jay Henley. After that, we're going to take a quick break. Appreciate your afternoon delight debriefs there. That was some good stuff. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive. We're going to dive into some NHL action here in the next segment. We'll be right back.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up, 18 down.
Sponsored by Panama City Toyota, Ellis Agency Insurance, Bestway Portable Buildings, PCB Hobby, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Got him swinging. Strike 3.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. The remainder of the day, sunshine and 73 with a gentle breeze at 11 miles per hour coming out of the south. Tonight, clear skies with lows around 60. Tomorrow, sunny with a very light wind and a temperature near 75. Moving into Thursday, the same with a high of 77 and sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jared, real quick, you got a couple spots left in your summer camp action, or are you pretty much full?
Yeah, it's almost full, but I know it's
We're
crazy.
still a couple, we'll call it 6 weeks from summer, maybe a little less. School's out that last week in May.
These parents are planning parents. They plan their
You got
summer.
to.
Yeah.
You got to.
And, but yeah, there's golfwithjay.com. There's a few spots available, ages 7 to 14.
Yep. And you got 2 sessions for each, one in June, one in July, both for each
Right.
age group, 7 to 10, 11 to 14.
Yep.
Yeah. Go to golfwithjay.com and sign your child up if you have not done so already. And if you're not looking to do a camp, of course, there's individual lesson opportunities as well. Again, you can just visit golfwithjay.com. It's the best URL out there.
It is.
You know what URL stands for?
United.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's not United. I know that. I think it's Universal, Universal something.
It makes better sense.
Yeah.
URL.
Dave's about to tell us.
Uniform resource labor. I would have never. That was not on my bingo card.
No. Labor?
Locator.
Uniform
resource locator.
URL. Uniform. It's a uniform, and it's a resource, and you're locating something by going to a URL, a.k.a. a website. Best one out there, golfwithjay.com. All right, Jay, I know you didn't watch any of the NHL action last night, but man, was it intense as always. We talked about it yesterday, and those first playoff games over the weekend were awesome, but last night was even more awesome. You had some crazy finishes, some high-scoring games. The 4 games you had, we mentioned briefly earlier, but the Boston Bruins in the Toronto Maple Leaf series is the only series so far in the NBA or the NHL. I know we're still early. A lot of them have only played one game where you actually have each team that have won a game. That series is now tied 1-1 after the Maple Leafs went and scored. They were down 2-1 early through that game, and about 7 minutes left in the third period. Austin Matthews took a nice flip pass, grabbed it with his glove, dropped it down, went in on a breakaway, made a nice move, and scored there to preserve the 3-2 victory, tying it up, going back home to Toronto, not tonight, but tomorrow night. And if you're around and have a chance, just watch the start of that game, because the Maple Leafs fans are absolutely nuts, especially up there in Toronto. And then something crazy happened too, and I was going to ask both of your opinions on this one. Which one is more impressive? We talked about the 76ers Knicks game, right? They scored basically 6 points and then added 2 more in free throws in the last 24-ish seconds of the game, which was just insane finish, one of the craziest finishes I've seen in NBA. Not to be outdone by the New York Islanders and the Carolina Hurricanes, who have now stretched it to a 2-0 lead, winning both of those games down there in Carolina. The thing is with that one is the Islanders were up early in that game, big. They went up 3-0 just almost 4 minutes into that second period. Carolina scored 1 in that second period to bring it within 2, and then again scored about halfway through the third period to make it 3-2. But with just 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game, Jay, the Carolina Hurricanes pulled their goalie, which we talked about when Philadelphia did that. That's a completely different reason. But when you're down and you have an opportunity to get an advantage like that, and it paid off, they tied it up 3-3. Then on the ensuing face-off, only 9 seconds of game time later, they got it in deep, went behind the net, player stole it, boom, Jordan Martunic scored to make it 4-3. You go from the Islanders feeling, okay, we're up 3-1, end of 2, we're going into the third period. All right, we allowed them to score, it's now 3-2. Then they tie it up with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. You're like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. Maybe we'll go to overtime. They score again 9 seconds later to make it 4-3. Wow. And then, of course, they add the empty netter to make that game 5-3. What is more impressive? I'm going to ask both of you this. The Knicks coming back with 24 seconds to go, down 5, or the Carolina Hurricanes being down 1 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go and then winning the game 5-3?
Ooh, God, that's a tough one.
Don't look at David. Answer the question.
Yeah, let's go NBA, because that's, 6 points in the last.
Well, they were down 101 to 96. And then they ended up winning 104-101, but they went up 102-101 in the matter of 2 quick possessions, which is pretty crazy.
I'll take NBA.
You take the NBA?
Yeah, I like that one.
What do you think, David Hayes?
I think I'm going to agree with Jay on this because it was 3-0. When was it 3-0?
It was 3-0, basically 4 minutes into the second period.
All right, and then it was 3-1 with
at the end of the second period, and then halfway through the third period, Carolina scored 1 to make it 3-2.
Man, basketball's a game of runs, right? So 5 points, really 2 possessions is what we're talking about.
But it was
here.
just crazy how it happened.
Yeah,
because they blocked the inbound pass. The guy never got possession. There was bodies flying all over, and then they missed a 3 off the back, got the rebound, kicked it back out to the same guy, and then he made the next one to go up by a point with I think about 12-ish seconds left in the game.
But goals are really hard to come by in playoff hockey, so you have that element to deal with.
3 goals scored in basically half of a period to end it.
Oh, man.
Both equally impressive, no doubt about that.
Yeah, but we got to pick one here.
Yeah,
I can't write
absolutely.
the fence on this one.
That's a question. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with hockey just because of how tough it is in the playoffs to score goals and to do it that fast. I mean, we have seen a lot of goals scored, though. That's just the NHL right now. That's just sports in general, right? All offensive. But still, I don't want to take anything away from what DiVincenzo and the Knicks were able to do. But I'm going to go with, I'll side with hockey on this one. Just because, that 3-goal lead is the most susceptible lead to lose in hockey, but you had it 3-1 going into the third period. The Islanders should have held on to that, but the Carolina Hurricanes playing some good hockey.
Yeah, no doubt. That's tough, too. This is in Raleigh. And if you were watching into that game, when they scored to tie it, that place went absolutely bonkers. And then 9 seconds later, still riding this high from tying the game, they scored again. The atmosphere there was second to none. Just unbelievable stuff there. And that's what makes playoffs so good.
So pulling the goalie, is that like throwing like a Hail Mary in the NFL? Like is that a good comparison or no?
I would.
Not when she does. But when you're playing hockey, that gives you another player on the ice. So it's basically giving you a power play, so to speak. You have 6 skaters, they have 5. The only thing about when you're doing 6-on-5, that's a lot of bodies on the ice, especially in an offensive zone. So it can get a little clustered, a little tight. But it's, you could say it's like a Hail Mary, but it's not the last-ditch thing of the game, essentially, because it's just kind of hard to do. It's just something
almost like your 2-minute offense.
Yeah, you start hurry up offense, no huddle, that kind of stuff, moving fast, throwing it to the sidelines, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely compare it that way for sure.
The Hail Mary would be like, what was it in the Mighty Ducks, the flying V?
Yeah, yes, the flying V.
That's your Hail Mary.
Hey, if you ever coach hockey, you should tell them to do that. It works every time.
That'll never happen, but yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of hockey around here. But yeah, so, you got the Islanders thought they were going to tie that one up away going back home, and now they're in a big hole, a 2-0 deficit. Like I mentioned, the Leafs are going back home with a 1-1 series tie, and I just knew something about Vegas last night. If the damn 76ers would have just held on to that game, I would have been excited about today. But the Golden Knights, they got up early, but they ended up holding on. They were up 3-2 after 1. They were up 4-2 after 2. The Stars scored 1 in that third and final period, but the Vegas Knights hung on that one as the number 8 seed in the Western Conference, upsetting the number 1 seed Dallas Stars 4-3. But it's Vegas. They're defending Stanley Cup champions, man. They know how to win. And they got their, forget their captain's name.
Stone.
Yes, he came back after a lacerated spleen. He was out for, I think, since March, and he had a goal. Their first goal was a deflection he scored. So, obviously, that proved to help. But Vegas can make some stuff happen, maybe go up 2-0, or at least be tied going back to a very tough place to play.
They have so many studs on that team. Like, they didn't have the greatest regular season, but they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And we'll see if Dallas can hold on to that number 1 seed that they've gotten in the Western Conference. But Thomas Hertl, Jack Eichel, the list goes on and on over there. And Dallas gave them all that they could handle, though. I mean, it was the very last play of the game. I was talking about the flying V. Well, they had that final rush of the game, and deflection came off, and they almost had an opportunity to bury it, but it didn't work out, and Vegas was able to outlast them. But I'm looking forward to the rest of that series.
Was that the game where the defenseman slid and blocked it with his stick at the end of the game? I think it was. I forget the defenseman's name, but there was a guy open just on the right side of the net, and the defenseman just slid across. I think there was like 2 or 3 seconds left and blocked the shot or blocked the pass to basically end the game.
Maybe so. I just remember the final memory I have from that game is there was a guy on the left side of the net, and had the pass been just a little bit closer to him.
Yeah, it was kind of ended up being behind him. I'm pretty sure, though, I forget the defenseman's name, slid across and got a piece of it with his stick, just like full out slide in front of him, and that's what it takes in playoff hockey.
Edmonton just absolutely lambasted L.A., huh?
I mean, and they did it early, and, you were talking about high-scoring games. I mean, bet the over in the NHL games right now, that's for sure. But, yeah, the Edmonton Oilers came out 1-0 after that first game last night at home, rocking up there in Edmonton. And I just love when they wear that the orange and blue Oilers jerseys. But, yeah, Connor McDavid had a massive game. That guy is just a stud. That's another play that I had to call Liam in to come watch when they scored their first goal. McDavid was coming down the right wing, spun around the defenseman, got a shot on, rebound, and then they scored. Place goes nuts. But he had 5 assists that game, and Hyman had a hat trick in that one. But 7-4 victory there by the Edmonton Oilers, and they got another chance to go 2-0 leaving.
Is Liam good on skates?
They're both Ryan and Liam can ice skate pretty decently.
Like ice skating?
Yeah. Yeah. Roller skating and rollerblading they're good at too, but that's one of those fun things.
And electric biking.
Yeah, electric biking, as long as it doesn't wiggle too much. But yeah, so playoff hockey is alive and well, and Jay, you got to watch at least one.
I'm going to try. Every time I flip the channel and then I hit the OK button, it just turns to another channel. It's crazy.
So anytime you go to tune into hockey, it just automatically tunes away from it.
It just goes to a documentary or a rom-com all of a sudden. I don't even know how that happened.
A rom-com.
I've watched The Notebook 17 straight days in a row. I don't know what's going on.
I've just been trying to watch hockey.
Yeah.
Just Notebook. Golly.
All right, who wins tonight, Jay? Lightning or Panthers?
Let's go.
Choose wisely, my friend.
Let's go David Hayes, Tampa Bay Lightning.
There you go. You got 4 games on the docket tonight. Again, all 4 of these. The home team is currently leading the series 1-0. It gets kicked off on ESPN with Caps Rangers. Pretty big underdogs the Washington Capitals are in that one. They are plus 240. The Rangers are minus 300 in that one. Rangers dominated that first game 4-1. And then again, your Tampa Bay, or David's Tampa Bay Lightning are trying to even that series before they go back to Tampa. They're only -1, Florida's only -180, so not a huge favorite in that one, but tough to go down 2-0 in hockey series. It's unless the House Money Cats last year against the Boston Bruins, defying the odds. But yeah, to go home half and half, a lot of times when you see that, when the underdog team goes back home, they can have some momentum. So I'm definitely pulling for the Lightning in this one tonight. David, what do you think happens?
Tampa 4-2.
I like it. Bobrovsky has an off night.
Yeah, well, I think one of them's going to be an empty netter.
Okay.
Late in the game, I think you get a good push from Stammer and Kucherov in this game. The Panthers are going to be there to play, but I think that the stars of the Bolts will come out to shine after kind of getting their feet under them in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you got to get that first game out of there to get those jitter. I mean, a lot of these guys are vets playing the playoffs every year, and then it's perfect scenario if you love hockey tonight. You got 2 early games and 2 late games, and it's just awesome hockey all the way through. And if the Avs-Jets game is anything like their game on Sunday, it's going to be high scoring and fun. But the Avalanche need to find a way to tie that series up before they go back home. Hopefully not in a 2-0 deficit. And then the Nashville Predators and the Vancouver Canucks. Jay, Morgan Wallentown get the win tonight up there in Vancouver.
Oh man, yeah, let's go with it.
All right, Preds tied up.
Yep.
So. All right, Capitals, Rangers.
Let's go Caps.
Whew, that's going to be a tough one. We already said the Lightning are going to beat the Panthers. Avs, Jets.
Avalanche all the way.
All right, so you're going to have, and then you already said the Predators are going to win. So basically, according to you, everything will be 1-1 after tonight in these 4 series.
I like it.
Parity. Parity is good.
I like.
Playoffs are long. They're grueling when it comes to hockey. There's so many guys, like, not to bring in the Devils. I mean, they obviously missed the playoffs, but 2 of their players have now had surgeries after the season's over. I mean, in most sports it's that way, but hockey, these guys are beat up. Yeah. They're injured. They're playing through broken jaws, broken noses. They've got injuries left and right, but you just strap up your skates and get out there and play.
I mean, the intensity of these games inside this arena, is it more so than an NBA Finals game or an NBA? Like, I mean, I'm not around a lot of hockey, fans and stuff. Is it almost like USA?
ESPN, 6 p.m.
All right.
6:30 on ESPN too.
Is it like USA going to Europe and playing in the Ryder Cup match? Like that whole
way more
deal?
intense than that.
For the Europeans, yeah, the same intensity. Not so much for us, but yeah, no, it's hard to explain because it's just different.
Yeah,
it's just so different, and you see it in the NBA a little bit with the crowd and the energy levels. But man, because hockey, you only have so many goals. Yeah. So every time a goal is scored, it's just such a huge thing. And being at home ice is a huge advantage in hockey. I think some of the one of the biggest, besides taking college football out of things, I would say home ice in the playoffs in hockey is one of the best home ice advantages in sports.
They throw stuff out onto the ice rink sometimes?
If there's 3 goals scored by one player. Or you're the Detroit Red Wings and you throw octopus out there.
Florida Panthers throw rats out.
Ooh, the rats. The rats.
Yeah, you got Detroit Red Wings with the octopuses. There's a few of them out there that have some the Knights need to be out there throwing swords on the ice.
There you go.
There you go.
Safety first. Make sure you get it over the glass.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But yeah, I mean, that is something that happens. But the hat trick, commonly you throw your hat out there on the ice when there's a hat trick.
Okay.
I ain't never done that, though. I just can't.
You can get it back. It's just you got to sort through all the hats to get it back.
That's what I need to do is just start going to hockey games and just be like, oh, that's mine. Get in the back of the line again. Oh, that's a nice hat.
Why do you have 6 hats in your hand? I don't know. I'm just getting them from my friends. They asked me to go get them.
That's why he has all the hat collection. Now we figured it out.
There you go.
Yep. There you go.
I go to baseball games where they hit 3 home runs. Hat trick. Everybody throw your hats out there. Really? Hey, bro, you need to throw your hat out there right now.
Yep.
I'll get it to you next year.
Now, sometimes there's been instances where, the crowd crowd didn't agree with certain calls, and then things happen. But that can end up being penalizing the home team as well. You've seen some officiating crews give penalties to home teams when they get a little unruly when it comes to a referee decision. That's for sure.
Yeah, Tennessee must have thought Lane Kiffin had a hat trick, and they just started throwing golf balls, water bottles, beer cans, everything.
Ralph knew all about it.
He sure did.
He might have been. Rumor has it Ralph was up there when it all happened.
Ralph might have started it.
Instigator. He's an instigator, that Ralph Jackson.
He is.
All right. We are approaching our final break of today here on the Inside Drive. When we get back, we're going to dive into some fun stuff. And we talked about what was more impressive. We got some local things going on as well. And I want to ask you guys, which state that does not have one of the big four sporting teams needs to be the next one to have it? You guys are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley from the Inside Drive.
And we're seeking your nomination in the 2024 Best of Bay.
To nominate the Inside Drive as best radio show in Bay County, go to ESPNPC.com and click Best of Bay.
And remember, for a brighter future, vote the Inside Drive in 2024.
This message is funded by ESPN Northwest Florida and the Committee to Elect the Inside Drive.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
The road is yours, so let your spring adventures begin and discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out our 2024 SUV family and take a test drive. See all the new features that elevate any adventure. Now offering 4.75% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sorento EX. Get that rugged good look with luxury and the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by anytime and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll give you the peace of mind that you can trust. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sorento EX with $2,294 per month per $1,000 finance in 48 months. Quality limit. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Plus take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/24.
Coming in hot.
So hot.
It'll be a hot one. Really hot.
God damn.
The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We're giving away tickets to Wrestling Against Cancer #9. That's going to be over at North Bay Haven coming up on April 27th. Listen to the Coach James Hale Show on Thursday. Listen to us tomorrow and the Afternoon Underdogs today and Friday for your chance to get a pair of tickets up there to Wrestling Against Cancer, which is going to be an awesome event. And one of these, we're going to get Jay Henley in the ring. We just don't know which one it is yet because we want to keep everybody on their toes. That is for sure.
I think we just throw him in the Royal Rumble.
That's it.
See him rumble around there.
I can't wait.
We can't either.
Is that what you want to be in, the Royal Rumble?
I do want to be thrown up against the ropes one good time. I feel like that
Irish whip, yeah.
Yeah.
I know somebody can make it happen.
And then the old clothesline. You know, I like the old clothesline.
Show up early, bro. I've never. I would like to do that too. There get some bumps in.
Yeah.
Just don't get me in the neck. Like, get me a little bit lower.
All right.
Yeah.
So like a chop clothesline.
There you go.
All right.
Go for the neck. Just do it. It'll be all right. Real quick fun fact, as I meant to mention it in the last segment, the New York Islanders were 81-0 as a franchise when holding a 3-goal lead in a playoff game. They are now 81-1, Jay Henley. That's how rare losing a 3-game lead in the playoffs is. Crazy stuff there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that really is. That'll sting. We'll see if they can bounce back from that.
They need to.
Because that's 2-0, right?
Yep, 2-0. Going home there to Barclays Arena, where my good friend Al Carl, or not Al Carl. Yeah, Al Carl. Yeah, his dad's Carl Carl, is the lead ice technician there.
His name is Carl Carl?
His dad, yes, we've had this conversation. K and a C.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
You can't win them all. All right. Yesterday, we had some local scores. Arnold baseball improves to 19-3 after beating Rutherford 10-0. Bay had to travel to Malone. Not really sure where that is. And they lost that one 8-6. North Bay Haven won 8-2 over Weewa Hitchka. And over on the softball side of things, Chipley beat Mosley 8-3.
Malone's in Post, Florida.
Got it. Look at you.
I got it.
You've been kind of witty today.
Yeah.
I've been impressed.
Yeah.
All right, some games coming up tonight. We got 2 baseball games local. You got Mosley taking on Lincoln at home. Mosley's 9-13. Lincoln is 12-10. And then Bozeman trying to go to 21-2. Will be traveling over to Destin to take on the 7-12 Sharks, if I'm not mistaken. That is their mascot. Over on the softball side of things, you got Arnold traveling to Chipley, trying to make it 21-2. You got Poplar Springs traveling to Bay. Bay's trying to make it 10-9 on the season. And then Rutherford also traveling over there to Destin to take on the Destin softball team. We got some big ones coming up on the baseball side of things tomorrow and Thursday. We'll talk a little bit about it, but I know Bozeman and Arnold have a little home-and-home series and back-to-back games that should be awesome to watch. I know the first one's over there at Arnold right next to Gavlac, so we might try to sneak over there for that one. We don't have anything going on tomorrow night, so that could be pretty cool. Yes, sir. All right, Jay Henley, a couple things about the NFL draft. Then I want to ask you about this big state. What state needs to add a Big Four team in there? All right, what's cool about this draft? If we've got several, we've talked about father-son duos before, right? But we've got several father-sons that are in this draft, with the most notable one being we're training
Manning? No,
Arches. Still, and he's not even going to be the starter. He's going to be behind Quinn Ewers one more time.
Gotcha.
Draft eligible father-sons.
Dion?
Maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm a couple years ahead.
Yeah, you're living in the future.
I am.
Just like that lady that came into your apartment.
Oh, I know where we're at now.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yes, father-son duos.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially a top 5 pick.
He played wide receiver for Ohio State. His father
was somebody we mentioned earlier. No, it's not. No, we mentioned Reggie Wayne, but same team.
Yeah.
I'm still
Marvin Harrison Jr.
See, I would have never gotten that.
See, if you would have already done your draft prep, you would know this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you had Marvin Harrison, obviously had a
Reach
great
over
career.
the table and let Ryan smack it out.
Yeah, there you go. So Marvin Harrison Jr., arguably the best player in the draft, but based on the needs of the team, probably not going to go 1, 2, or 3, but you never really know. Another one you got, my boy from the Niners. Like you said, he tore his ACL twice in college, and one of those was gruesome there for Miami. But Frank Gore and his son, Frank Gore Jr., who played for Southern Miss. Great running back, and I think he's going to go. I think he'll go up there somewhere, maybe in the second or third round. And then Jerry Rice, his son Brendan Rice, played for USC, was the beneficiary of a lot of Caleb Williams touchdown passes. He is in the draft this year. It's another legacy there. Obviously, the McCaffrey family is full of good football players, as Ed McCaffrey was a fantastic player and coach there in the NFL. His older son, Christian McCaffrey's already had an amazing NFL career, and now his other son will be joining the ranks of the NFL starting this season, and that's Luke McCaffrey. He was a wide receiver for Rice and had a great combine and really improved his draft stock. Be interesting to see where he goes. But another father-son duo. Jeremiah Trotter. You probably don't remember that name. I do, because both my roommates in college were huge Philadelphia Eagles fans, and he was a really good linebacker for the Eagles. His son, who played for Clemson, one of the better linebackers coming out of the draft, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And then John Alt was one of the better offensive tackles in the NHL, played for the Chiefs for a long time. His son Joe played at what Allen dubbed as offensive lineman U, Notre Dame. Not arguably, he is the best offensive tackle coming out of this draft, projected to potentially go in the top 10. And then you've also got Chris Jenkins, who played for the Jets, his son Chris Jenkins Jr., and then one they didn't put on that list that I want to add on there, and that is Terrell Owens and his son, it's Tariq Owens. He is also eligible in the draft this year. So once we have the draft done, we'll report and see where all those legacy players go. But it's cool to see that. I mean, that's just, we're starting to get, I am anyway, starting to get a little bit up there and starting to see things come full circle where guys I watched growing up are now have their children playing in the NFL.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Who's moving to Utah, Jay?
Is there a hockey team moving to Utah from Phoenix, Arizona?
You always answer my questions with a question.
Yeah.
But yes, you are correct. So that leads me to this question. Which state will be the next state to have a Big Four franchise?
Utah.
Besides Utah, because that's already a deal set in stone. We got to take that one off the table.
Las Vegas.
There you go. Well, Las Vegas has got a few already, but they will have another one eventually once they leave Sacramento. But you've got Big Four: MLB, NHL, NBA, and NFL. You know how many states there are that don't have one?
Alabama.
Correct. There's actually quite a few.
Mississippi.
Yep.
Vermont.
Yep.
Montana.
Yeah.
Idaho.
Alabama,
Oklahoma,
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas.
Oh, no, they got the Thunder.
Yep, the OKC Thunder. Yeah, you got Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, New Mexico, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia, South Carolina, Delaware, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, and Connecticut.
Wow.
I don't even think you said Alaska or Hawaii.
Yeah, and Alaska and Hawaii. Huh. So, Jay, give me a couple states that'll have the next Big Four.
Hawaii, hockey.
I mean, why hasn't Alabama gotten an MLB? I mean,
the population of the state of Alabama is not that big.
Yeah.
And a lot of the correlation between these states and having a professional sports team is population. Simply because it don't have the huge city to demand because you have to have people come to the games. I mean, look at what just happened with the Coyotes.
Right.
They had to move states.
I think if you had a pro baseball team in Alabama, they would make the Rays look like they're doing a good job out their stadium.
Which state are you surprised at the most that doesn't have one, Jay?
Give me those first four again.
Well, I don't think those first four would be in it, but Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, or New Mexico.
Oh.
I don't know, the Montana Grizzlies now.
Yeah.
Which is the University of Montana.
Yeah.
It's chilly up there.
Yeah.
Pretty. Man. North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Arkansas, Mississippi.
South Carolina. Really? Yeah. I mean, that would be somewhere along Charleston or somewhere over in that area.
Ooh, the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean, South Carolina's a weird one because it's like you got North Carolina's got all these pro teams, you got Georgia's got all these pro teams. Obviously, Florida has a lot of pro teams, but South Carolina's got a lot of big colleges. But they don't have a huge city. I don't even know what the biggest city in South Carolina is, but I'm going to guess it's probably either in the Greenville area or Columbia,
right. Spartanburg,
or Spartanburg, right up there by Greenville. Yeah. Largest city in South Carolina population wise. What do you think it is?
I would say Columbia.
Okay,
but.
I'm gonna throw Greenville up there or the Spartanburg area. Greenville-Spartanburg area is my guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's. Do you think you got to have an expansion? So you got to have the league that needs the expansion. Go ahead, David.
Charleston.
Ooh, Charleston.
150,000 people.
Yeah. See, and that's a little bit smaller than the population of a county.
Right.
Overall, the entire county. So it's just tough when you don't have these huge cities to have professional sports teams in.
Oh, Jacksonville's done a good job with the Jaguars, and Jacksonville's not that big of a city. I know land-wise, it's one of the bigger cities in America.
It's bigger than 150,000.
Yeah, but
people need human beings. But the Jags only came about 1995-ish?
Yeah,
maybe later.
A little later.
Late 90s. I can't remember when they came about, but I don't know. It's interesting, and the league has to have the teams needed to expand.
Yeah.
So arguably the NHL has added the Kraken and the Knights. That got them to 32. The NBA is still at 30 teams.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's your potential opportunity for some expansion as well.
MLB is going to be expanded soon.
Yeah. So where do they go?
How about a baseball team in Mississippi? I mean, Mississippi's a huge baseball state. I mean, that makes sense.
Just population again.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. How many in Jacksonville?
971,000.
Yeah. Almost 10 times bigger than Charleston.
Dang it.
But, I mean, I didn't really think about the population correlation until we started talking about this. But, you know.
But if you get some true people in that population that will attend, 40, 50 games a year in baseball, then, I mean.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a shot.
Are you surprised Virginia doesn't have a professional sports team?
Very much so.
It's because of the District of Columbia.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Might as well be Virginia. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Kentucky doesn't have one. Alabama is probably, I would say, not the most famous, but the one is, why does Alabama not have a pro sports team? And I think it would just be, you'd be competing against college. And college is just too big in Alabama.
Yeah.
And, that's just the way it is. But
the Alabama Astronauts.
Which would make perfect sense. Up there in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Right next to the Rocket City Trash Bandits.
I like it.
There you go. Yeah. And they just all wear, instead of the baseball helmets, they're wearing astronaut helmets.
There you go.
Hey, we're on to something.
We got the Astros and the Astronauts.
Yeah. Bingo.
Like a Savannah Banana. Somebody's going to come up with another Savannah Banana type situation. They're too entertaining.
Yeah, but that's not a pro sports team. I mean, it is a pro sports team, but it's not the big four pro sports teams.
Yeah.
They play the Making Bacon.
Home of the Slaughterhouse of Sound. Your tip of the week this week was good.
You like it?
I'm still falling back on that. That was
you can't go home and try it.
I probably am.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm not letting that toilet paper fall off too early.
Do you guys have toilet paper at the house?
Yeah. No. Outhouse.
We've been protested.
Yeah.
Procter & Gamble just get on my nerves.
We're anti-TP. That is for sure. That is for sure.
Oh, good.
We have went the way of the bidet, baby.
There you go. There's your, see, Charmin and all of them. They don't want that to happen.
Right.
Charmin is harming your body.
There you go. You heard it here first. But yeah, I also want to give failed to mention this yesterday, but I wanted to give a shout out to Chance Jenkins. I believe he's at Bozeman, but was at Arnold there for a little while. He is the Class 2A 169-pound traditional weightlifting category state champion. Chance also earned third in the Olympic category as well. So a lot of good stuff coming out of Bay County this year, that's for sure. And then last but not least, Josh Chandler, the goalkeeper for the national champion Arnold Marlins, was named the Florida Dairy Farmers Class 5A Player of the Year and is in the running for Mr. Soccer for the state of Florida, which last was won by Braden Masker, who also played at Arnold High School there. So some pretty cool stuff coming out of that soccer team. We'll see if Josh can end up making that Mr. Soccer Florida, as that is a quite an award there. But when you're national champions and you're the best team in the country, typically your best player on that team should earn that award, right?
Absolutely.
Should be the national player of the year. Maybe, I'm guessing he's probably going to be a Gatorade All-American.
I would hope so.
We will find out. We will find out. Jay, leave the people with one more thing before we go on this beautiful Tuesday.
Just enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy this
vitamin D.
Enjoy this good weather we're having, because humidity is on its way.
It's coming.
It is coming.
It's not out there today, though.
No, it's not today.
It's beautiful out there today. And if they want to go spend some time in that non-humidity, where do they go if they want to get better at the game of golf?
Golfwithjay.com.
Golfwithjay.com. Don't forget, I think tomorrow is the last day to nominate for the Best of Bay competition. We've got 3 great local radio shows here on ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show from 7 to 9 a.m. Of course, us from 11 to 1, the Inside Drive, and then the Afternoon Underdogs and David Hayes from 4 to 6 p.m. You can go to our Facebook page, because it's not on our website anymore. And I also posted on my personal page this morning. So if you do us a favor, if you feel we deserve it, go ahead and nominate us there for Best Radio Personality here for the People's Choice Awards by the Panama City News Herald. Jay, we had so much fun today. I think we do it again one more time tomorrow. You going to be here for Keith tomorrow?
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah.
How do you not know that already?
I don't know. I feel like day.
There you go. Hour to hour, some may say. You guys have been listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be back tomorrow.
Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins,